Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Committee Reads. I am your host, KWCs, and with me today I have Alex, Nagoda, and Joe. And today we will be looking over match 139, Ultraman and Anguirus versus Bemular by Christian Salabert.
Damn.
Damn.
Double damn.
Anguirus let out a slow, soft sound as he casually trudged through the forest surrounding Mount Fuji. It wasn't quite a growl, it was more content. The spiked quadruped was thankful to have a moment in his existence that wasn't filled with fights to the death with fellow Kaiju, or with endless assaults by the humans and their weapons. Not that he didn't love a good tumble, helping Godzilla kick the backside of whatever evil creature was attacking that week, but even a warrior like Anguirus needed his downtime. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. Anguirus' peace was suddenly shattered, a high-pitched noise piercing the air as something plummeted from the sky. The ground quaked as the object, a glowing red orb, smashed into the earth, exploding on impact. Out of the smoking flame, a large creature began to rise. The trees began to part as Anguirus approached the crash site. He saw large burnt chunks of red orb as he got closer. He tilted his head in curiosity. What now? Was this another monster to deal with? He quickly got his answer as a high-pitched scream filled the air, a monstrous figure emerging from the smoky debris. Anguirus cocked his head again. That roar, it sounded like... Wait. This is who I think it is. I'm not going to make any assumptions yet. We'll just let it go. Okay. The spiky beast's thoughts were cut short as the creature stepped away from the smoke, its appearance no longer obscured. The beast was plainly reptilian and was quite tall and skinny. Jagged spikes poked out in every direction from its neck, back, and head. A short tail swung behind it. Its buggy eyes scanned the area as small Tyrannosaurus-like arms dangled at its sides. Before he could be noticed by this strange new beast, Anguirus ducked to the side, hiding behind a small mountain. He wanted to get a good idea of what this beast was capable of before engaging it, if he had to. Shrieking wildly, shaken by the crash landing of his vessel, the monster let loose with his heat ray, blasting a nearby boulder to rubble. The reptilian creature decided he needed something to smash to vent his anger on. Before he could get very far, however, another cry pierced the air. Pass.
Short! The silver foot of Ultraman struck the beast between the shoulder blades as the mighty defender fell from the sky, sending the spiked creature tumbling to the ground. Striking a pose, Ultraman got ready for whatever move his old foe made next. Anguirus relaxed once he saw Ultraman arrive. Anguirus had fought along the warrior from N78 before, and knew he was a capable fighter. He'd let Ultraman handle this, as he decided to go back to sleep. Rising back to his feet, Bemular howled in rage as he turned to face his attacker. Unleashing a heat blast, Bemular instead ignited a tree. As Ultraman ducked out of the way, flexing his claws, Bemular charged, but Ultraman grabbed hold of the reptile's arms, wrestling him to the ground. Getting back to his feet, Bemular slashed out at Ultraman with his claws, this time hitting his mark. That's gotta be pretty determined to hit him with such short arms. Ultraman's legs shot up, kneeing Bemular in the side and knocking him away. Grabbing the monster's long neck, Ultraman heaved him over his shoulder, judo flipping him to the ground. Bemular thrashed about on the dirt, squealing in fury. Placing his hands on his hips, Ultraman laughed triumphantly at his foe.
Hey, can you fucking not? My son is talking.
That just reminds me how much of an a-hole Ultraman was in the first part of his season.
Yeah, him and KWCs share something in common. They both love D.W. Griffith.
Dig blasted.
You sure this isn't Kaiju X in Ultraman form?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we committed genocide on Zootopia.
It wouldn't be long before he had Bemular subdued. He approached the fallen beast, but Bemular lashed out with his tail, with legs and tail, knocking him back. Reacting quickly, Kaiju X grabbed Bemular's
Dig
feet,
blasted.
then fell backwards, catapulting the alien creature through the air and sending him crashing to the forest floor once again. Getting back to his feet, Ultraman turned to see Bemular lying down face first, stunned. Marching over to the motionless creature, Ultraman prepared to lift Bemular into the air and fly him away, far from any human population. Aren't they on a mountain or something?
Well, he could be close
Anyways.
by.
Perhaps.
He could be close by to a village or something. I don't know.
You'd think with Anguirus so close to a village, there would already be military there, but Bemular was waiting for him, however, and quickly rolled over onto his back, firing a burst of his heat ray, blasting Ultraman in the face. Ultraman stumbled back as Bemular quickly rose to his feet, shrieking evilly. Ultraman posed and charged, but another blast from Bemular struck him directly in the color timer, causing the mighty warrior to stagger, then drop to one knee and fall over dead. Advancing quickly, Bemular spun around and slapped the red and silver warrior across the face with his tail, sending Ultraman spiraling to the ground. Bemular cried out gleefully as Ultraman lay there, stunned. The reptilian villain flexed his claws as he approached, ready to destroy his foe once and for all by scratching his face like an angry cat. Pass.
A sudden howl caused Bemular to halt in his tracks, turning to see the source of the noise. Barreling towards the evil creature, Anguirus barked angrily, ready to get the monster away from the fallen Ultraman. Having surprised Bemular with his sudden appearance, Anguirus gashed the beast's legs with the spikes on his shell as he passed, knocking Bemular to the ground. Turning back to face him, Anguirus lunged forward, biting down on Bemular's throat. As the space beast tried to rise, sinking his fangs into Bemular's skin, Anguirus shook his head back and forth like an angry dog. Bemular managed to reach out with one of his tiny arms, slashing Anguirus across the snout and causing him to let go. Standing up at his full height, Bemular tried to attack, but was driven back as Spiky Guy snapped at him with his
No, it's
jaws.
a good guy, Anguirus.
Yeah.
With Anguirus the fire monster,
Bemular turned and smacked Anguirus with his tail, but the quadruped ignored the blow, charging forward once again, briefly standing up on his hind legs and lashing out with his forearms. Anguirus once again knocked Bemular to the forest floor. Roaring angrily, Anguirus charged, but this time Bemular was ready for him. Opening his maw, the frog-faced monster belched forth his heat ray, detonating it against Anguirus' snout, and not even saying "excuse me." With a sharp cry, Anguirus leapt back, smoke rising from his nose. With Anguirus distracted, Bemular rose to his feet and fired another blast, striking Anguirus on the top of his head, at the base of his crown of horns. As Anguirus reeled from that second beam, collapsing flat onto the ground, Bemular walked up and kicked the four-legged creature in the side of the head, toppling Anguirus and knocking him onto his back. Suddenly, the specium beam zapped the side of Bemular's long neck, forcing the creature away, then to the ground. Having recovered from the shot to his color timer, Ultraman approached the downed Anguirus, helping him back onto his four legs. Clearing his head with a few quick shakes, Anguirus looked up to the kneeling Ultraman and nodded, howling gratefully. Surprised by the sudden, furious shriek of Bemular, the two heroes turned to face the beast. simultaneously deciding to attack together. Taking to the air, Ultraman began to circle Bemular as Anguirus charged head-on, roaring furiously. Bemular quickly unleashed his heat blast at the advancing dinosaur, but Anguirus easily dodged the blast, running past the resulting explosions. With his attention on Anguirus, Bemular didn't even notice as Ultraman fell from the sky, kicking him hard in the middle of the back. As Bemular fell towards him, Anguirus turned and raised up, slamming the entirety of his spiky shell against Bemular's body, sending the evil creature crashing to the ground. As Anguirus returned to all fours and turned to face the fallen monster, Ultraman landed next to the quadruped, nodding slightly, past.
Shrieking wildly, Bemular shakily managed to return to his stunned and injured. Reaching out with his small arms, he prepared to attack, but the heroic pair would not give him the chance. Bringing his two arms together, Ultraman fired his best beam once again. The blue and white blast struck Bemular square in the chest, and this time, the evil beast exploding, sending flaming chunks of his body across the countryside. Anguirus reared his head back, roaring triumphantly. Nodding his agreement, Ultraman turned and patted Anguirus on the head, then turned and leapt high to the air. "There are several spikes in my ass!" Ultraman screamed. Anguirus watched as Ultraman flew higher and higher into the atmosphere until he spontaneously combusted, disappeared from sight completely. His sudden battle with the strange Bemular monster done with Anguirus turned from the battlefield and wandered off to find a quieter force. Winner, Anguirus.
Dick blasted.
Good guy, Anguirus.
Ultraman suddenly combusted.
There are several spikes in my ass!
Dick blasted. I knew you were going to do something. I wasn't sure what. Alright. Oh gosh. Now, this one's very, very solid match from Christian. I do like this match a lot. Like, you got two heroic monsters going up against an evil dude, a bad dude. And speaking of bad dude, this is
a big, bad, ugly piece of shit.
I found your gold.
No, fun fact. I think for those not aware, we are coming up on the season finale of this session of the Committee Read, which will end with 141. And that kind of marks the end of the Tom Christian era of series of matches before Grayshot and I took over. What I want to make note is that Bemular is the last new monster added in this era of the KWC.
Damn.
So
it just had to be Bemular.
Just had to be Bemular. Yup. But I think... and I think this is a good introduction to the character, too. I think Christian did a very solid job with... really solid job introducing Bemular, introducing Anguirus, getting Ultraman in the action. It's fundamentally simple, but I think this one's an entertaining read. I think this is probably one of his, not best ones, but one of his better ones. So, I think it's more lighthearted in nature, also kind of lends credence to just its enjoyability. The banner I find just a little confusing. It's like Ultraman's looking one way, Anguirus is looking another, and then Bemular's behind them both, and it's like...
It looks like one of those Saturday morning shows where it stars two characters, which would be Ultraman and Anguirus, and then it says, guest starring for this week, Bemular.
Oh, yeah, I could totally see that.
That's basically what reminds me of.
I could totally see that. Like a Ultraman and Anguirus show, this time featuring Bemular, next time someone else. Whoever the monster of the week would be.
Next time the ass.
No one is canceled.
But yeah, no. That's an interesting.
Next time cancellation.
Next time cancellation. But yeah.
Yeah, if we look at it that way, I kind of appreciate the banner.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. I could very easily see that. Though I feel some of Ultraman's trimming is a little off, but other than that, like Bemular is solidly applied and Anguirus is solidly applied. So, but yeah, I do like that interpretation of the banner where it's like the Ultraman and Anguirus show. I like that. So, and yeah, this is just an all around really fun match. Alex, what'd you think of it?
Pretty solid match. I like them teaming up, and then fucking killing Bemular, and then Ultraman screaming he had spikes up his ass and spontaneously combusted.
Dude, blasted.
Yeah, I think it was a really solid match. All combatants were used positively, and just a great match.
I like the ending bit with Ultraman patting Anguirus on the head. That's really cute. I like that.
Before spontaneously combusting.
Dude, blasted.
I have multiple spikes up my ass.
And it fucking hurts!
Nagoda, what'd you think of the match?
It was a bit short and fun. Really liked how, what's it called? I really liked how Anguirus just showed up, saw this guy crashing, saw Ultraman show up and decided, he can handle it, and just walked away while Ultraman was getting his ass kicked.
Patches.
Should have let him die.
Well, he did. He spontaneously combusted as he flew off.
Yeah, because he claimed he had several spikes in his ass, and Anguirus was just confused.
I have several spikes up my ass.
Like, it's literally a glowing weak spot on his chest.
I have one nitpick. Bemular's orb is not red, it is blue. That is my only nitpick.
Yeah, it's blue, right?
Yes, Ultraman's is red.
Well, maybe Ultraman
Right.
crashed into the ground.
But it's supposed to be Bemular. I thought that was going to be the case too. That's why I didn't immediately just point it out. That's why I didn't.
And these Saturday morning shows are confusing.
Yeah, I know, right? These gosh darn Saturday morning shows. Gosh darn it. Anything else, Nagoda, or?
Let me check the banner really quick. I'm at the bottom of the page. Scrolling up. Oh, okay. Banner's a bit weird, actually. Ultraman looks nice. They used the right Ultraman this time.
No.
Anguirus is-
That's Ultraman from an alternate timeline.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's Ultraman Mooga Booga.
It's Ultraman Kaiju X.
It's Ultra X.
Ultra X.
It's Ultraman D.W. Griffith.
Big bless.
And he killed the brown
one
Kaiju.
thing. One thing I'd say about the banner is that the way they're all looking right now, it looks like they're just all trying to attack one person that's off screen, I guess you could say.
Or like they're more like looking at the audience, like Alex said, like the Anguirus and Ultraman show with Bemular is like, here's this week's monster, then there's next week's monster, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So. Joe, what'd you think of the match?
It's pretty good. I like the team up of Ultraman and Anguirus. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't been used since this match.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because the two do have. You could do stuff with the two.
Yeah, they make for a good pair. It's just a fun short match. Too bad the Ultraman and Anguirus show got canceled.
Yeah.
Because something went up Ultraman's ass.
Yes, and we'll be seeing that answer two matches from now. But in the meantime, this has been match 139, and we'll see you guys next time for match 140. Till then, everyone.